Okay, guys, just a little bit more hurricane prep tips for you, maybe. I'm out in Pine Island at the end at St. James City, and Ian's about to show up. You can see we got a preserve over there. I don't know if you can see the water in the distance, but that's all basically wet too. But I believe the storm's coming from the south, which is straight into that preserve, or coming out of that preserve in a sense. Now, I don't have hurricane windows and stuff, as I mentioned, and doors and all that stuff, so I do have a bit of a problem. I didn't even bother with shutters. I did in the past, and anyway, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But I'm just trying to point out the strongest point in your house in case stuff starts to get real hairy. You can see I got these concrete stairs, and then I go down into the non-living area of the house. These houses are built up on top of cinder block and poured headers. So they're tough as nails, in this lower level. I'm dealing with block wall and poured headers down here, if you can see that. So you see some serious strength here. So I'm not overly worried about getting completely wiped out. I mean, I may lose the entire top level roof, all the walls up there, but I'll have this floor above us here, which is my secondary roof. You can see where we're at here. Basically, I'm water level, sea level, so things aren't pretty when the surge starts to come. I am expecting water in this area. We finished it, and it's all nice and clean and blah, blah, blah. I worked a lot on the laundry room. Even got a new washer just this week, so that may get destroyed if I can't lift it up. But I do expect a couple inches in here, maybe as much as a foot. Hopefully not more than like 8 inches, because then I start to get a lot of good stuff wet. But as you can see, you got to find the safest place in your house if things get real hairy. You can see that poured header, and you can see the front of the house. I'm partially buried, so I'm slightly below earth, behind block wall, and I'm, got a header above me. Now this thing is strong as a bull because I've got these 4x4s. If I had to get into this nook for protection from wind, that's what I would have to do. Now I may get wet. But, it's Florida, the water's warm. You shouldn't get hypothermia anytime too soon. This is another nook because it's underneath the staircase, as you can see. So I have a wooden staircase here. I have a heavy tile floor on top of plywood. And then I have, as you can see, concrete stairs out there. So that nook is kind of semi-protected by concrete, wood, and a lot of walls. And we're below earth here a little bit. So just keep that in mind if you guys things are getting hairy. You got to find that nook in your house where you can't get destroyed by wind. You may get wet, but everybody can handle getting wet. But just get that electric off before you start standing in water in the bottom of your house. Kill that whole panel. Remember, if you're shutting it off, do not be standing in water. And I would do it with like a rubber spatula or something like that just hit the main breaker. I'll show you where mine's at. It's above water, obviously. You'd have to have a serious flood. Here's my panel, and I could hit the main up there. You can see the main. I could hit that with a rubber spatula. I'm going to hopefully hit it before there's any water on the ground. And but that's probably one of the deadliest things is standing in water, as you know. So anyway, if you're going to DEF CON, whatever, the worst one, this is a Cat 4 or 5. I'm literally got waterproof motocross boots. I'll be wearing a helmet, a full-on, full-face helmet, maybe armor, maybe leather. I know that sounds nutty, but if your entire house is wiped out like the Panhandle was, you could be sloshing around in a whole crap load of debris, nails and screws and sheet metal and shit. So I'll be prepped and wearing gloves and hopefully hiding in my nook untouched by the wind, but maybe standing in some nasty water. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Remember, look for the strongest point in your house, which I found, behind these walls and in the concrete. And then, get that power off before the ground gets wet if it's coming in the house. I hope that helps you guys. Good luck with the storm. I'll talk to you later.